Welcome to Humphreys of Henley TV, countryside concierge at its finest. And we are in the heart of the Berkshire countryside today at the beautiful Highclere Castle. As you can see behind me, the sun is shining on this magnificent building that was really, what you see, the exterior was designed and built mainly in the mid-19th century. We've also got a real treat because Lady Carnarvon has been kind enough to spend some time with us, walking through the rooms, telling us some of the secrets and the history and the stories that make this building so magical. And many of you will recognise it as one of the main stars of the fabulous series Downton Abbey, which has made us all fall in love with it, I think even more than we had. So we hope you enjoy, as we're going to share with you this wonderfully personal insight into a real treasured piece of British history.
Hello. Well, very nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too, Lady Carnarvon, and thank you so much for welcoming us here. It's just wonderful to be at Highclere.
Well, it's an amazing house, although I think everyone else thinks it's Downton Abbey.
Well, yes, but we know differently. Lady Carnarvon, you've talked a lot about, in your blogs and your books, obviously, about food, and food seems to play a big part in your life, but both enjoying it with friends and family in the castle, but also growing it and sourcing it. Where does that come from?
I think Highclere is a farm, and the records and the agricultural records go back to the 13th century. And when I look around at the Iron Age fort and the Bronze Age tumuli, which go back to 4,500 BC at least, they settled here for good chalk water, for a light soil in that case to till. And the ability to grow food and to feed ourselves is at the heart of how we live as a human race. At the moment, it's coming into a different thought process, if you like. But I still think the link between field to table, garden to glass is really important. Understanding where it comes from, perhaps using the resources better. So I'm a farmer's wife. It's a great thing to be. And I'm really interested in how we look after our landscape and world and how we can do so a bit better.
So have you got any plans to try and build on this sort of farming of the landscape?
No, we do. Well, I've got some endangered pigs, we have sheep. It's very much a mixed farm. And it's trying to give the space to nature rather than dictate to nature what happens. We're not organic, but we use as little fertilizer as possible. Brilliant. And I think that's what every farmer tries to do, because after all, it's expensive. And in this country, it's about the landscape and our interaction with it, but it's putting the landscape at the center, not our desires for it. So I think we tend to put ourselves in the middle of it all. And then from that comes food, sitting down, eating and cooking, rather than putting plastic cooked meals in a microwave. So that's, I guess, not where I am, and I prefer to, if I've got nothing in the fridge or whatever else, you've normally got some potatoes or some leeks where I can make a risotto. And I quite like cooking from store cupboards. It's there, we can do it. And it doesn't take very long. And something about standing around a stove and cooking and then sitting and eating. Otherwise we lose the art, like handwriting.
Agreed. And a core part of family life as well, isn't it?
It is, and I just think some of the anchors that have created communities are there, but we're just not quite sure where to find them today. And with all the technology, and we're running around and thinking of when our phones give us more time or it frees us up. Well, I'm not sure it does. I mean, I think there's now addictions to phones probably, as well as addictions to gambling or alcohol.
I hope you enjoy your visit to Highclere Castle as much as we have enjoyed ours this morning. We look forward to seeing you next week.
We hope you enjoyed episode 1 as much as we did, and there is so much more to come. Watch out for episode 2 next week, when Lady Carnarvon is talking about why Highclere Castle is also the home of 4 weddings and 4 funerals.